feel as if there's genuine animosity between you two. Like, you guys don't get along at all. How real is that, Paulo? Hold on, hold up a second. Paulo, how real is that from your standpoint?
No, just because he's a kind of disrespect guy, you know. I don't like this kind of people, and I believe the fans also. This sport don't need this kind of you know, attitude. Como é que fala? Attitude. You don't need this, you know, to sell a good fight. You just need to go and make a good fight, not boring fight as he did on his last fight. But it's okay. It's okay. What's this? I see something. He showed something.
Yeah, he's showing his trophy fighting 2019. So
I was there on the crowd, and I saw the people booing.
You fell to the start. Worst fight of my life, and that wasn't my fault in that last fight either.
Look, when you call some people out to fight like you did with me and Romero, you need to come to fight, not stand there and wait for guys, you know, like you did.
Who stood there and wait? I didn't stand there and wait. He stood there and wait. I came to fight. I actually came to fight. He stood there and wait. Get your facts right. Understand. Talk to your coach.
Me also. He stood against me also. But I bring the fight. And I will bring the fight. I bring the war when I fought him. And I bring the war against you also. That's why the real fights do. You know, not just stand and freeze.
Let me remind you again. That's just one. I've got many, but that's just one. I'm a fighter. When someone brings the fight, I fight. And you say you're gonna bring the fight, right? Cool, bring that. I'll show you what I'm gonna do.
What's up, everybody? It is Fight Week again, live this Saturday night from Las Vegas at the UFC Apex. The main event, Pedro Munhoz versus Frankie Edgar. A couple of things I want to point out to you. The prelims start at 6 o'clock on the East Coast. The main card starts at 8:30 on the East Coast. And it is simulcast on ESPN and ESPN Plus. So you can get it on the network and on Plus. A couple of fights you might not know about. Start right here. Daniel Rodriguez versus Takashi Sato. Rodriguez, he's 12-1. He's got 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He is riding an 8-fight win streak. His only loss ever was a split decision 2 years ago. Sato, he's 16-3. He's got 11 knockouts, 2 submissions. He won his last 7 fights with stoppage from punches. Both of these guys have proven they can get the job done on the ground with 6 submissions between the both of them, but they are both kickboxing specialists that are always looking to keep it out of the judges' hands and are always looking for the knockout, and they always move forward. Another fight you might not know about. Maria Agapova versus Shannon Dobson. Maria Agapova is back after a very impressive win over the always super tough Hannah Cyphers. Maria has outstanding pinpoint striking and constantly moves forward. Maria will be facing another very good boxer/striker and tough vet, Shannon Dobson. Shannon has slick hands and is also aggressive. This should be a very fun fight. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are questioning, where I'm at in my career. I'm a little bit older, and coming down a weight class, people are questioning, my abilities here, and that's my, I want to go out there and, more so to prove to anybody else, just prove to myself that I'm still a top dog in whatever weight class I fight in. A lot of great young kids, a lot of great, former champions and whatnot, and I think I could compete in any weight class that I choose to, and I'm in bantamweight right now, and I'm gonna go make some noise on Saturday and put myself right in the mix.
Yes, it's definitely like one of the biggest fights of my career, but I do believe also that every single fight, it's the biggest fight of my career. For the fights that I have previous, that's the reason that I'll be able to do this fight. I have just been fighting for the last 7 years over, the UFC organization. I just fought the best fighters since my first fight. I got a 1 week notice against, you know, a guy number 3 back then, and Robbie Fawn, Brad Jones, Brian Caraway, like great guys and tough opponents. You know, it's just showed that, you know, I go there and I do my job and I leave everything in the octagon. No regrets.
Not going to harp too much on it, but has your stance changed? I feel like it hasn't, but you still feel the same way as when we spoke about it a few days later, right? You don't regret them not stopping, or the relationship you have with your coaches, or the agreement that you have that they can't stop a fight. Your stance on that hasn't changed, correct?
No, I'm still good with it. And we really haven't talked about it that much, you know, like it's not one of those things that, I don't know if we talked about this before, but it's not like I had this meeting and sat them down and said, here's the deal, like here's the rules, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't like that. And I think that people think when I say that I had like I called a meeting and made them sign a contract, and you know what I mean. It's not that serious. It's more you're watching a fight and it's going really bad, or someone does throw in the towel or whatever, and then you know, like you make those half jokingly, half not joking, like you guys ever did that, I'll fire you, you know, and then you talk about it a little bit, and then it just goes on. So we really haven't talked about it much. Like I still don't feel like the fight was in a spot that it needed to be stopped. It depends on where your argument is. Like, is your argument when a fighter can't win anymore? Because that seems to be Chael's kind of argument. Like, once a fighter can no longer win, Chael thinks that you should stop the fight. I will argue that one for sure, because I think that there's a lot to be learned there. And like, listen, after the 3rd round, maybe it was the 4th round, might have been the 4th. I remember like standing up from the stool and like just blood pouring out every hole in my face, like thinking, man, I probably can't do it this time. You know, like I pulled off a lot of crazy wins and pulled my ass out of some crazy stuff. But I just know, like in that moment, I was like, I just don't think I can do it this time. But that doesn't mean that you quit, right?